Hello, 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 and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast. I'm Dane Hennen. To my right, Levi Gates.
Hello.
And to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Hello, hello.
You still have glitter on your face.
I always have glitter on my face.
the heck?
I'm a shining person.
And right in front of me, there is a box with a person in it. What's going on here? Anthony, tell him more.
All right. Hey, guys. So this is a continuation of our Grambassador featured podcast where we take our Grambassadors from quarter one, pull them onto the Rag Company Podcast, get to know a little bit more about them, how they got started into detailing using premium microfiber, or just into cars in general. So this is a very open-ended talk. It's fun. It's meant to be really relaxed, and just like all of our other podcasts, we don't take it very seriously.
It's a chat.
So with us today, we have Joey here from Concept Auto Solutions. And where are you from, Joey?
I'm originally from just north of Orlando, Florida, but I'm currently in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Perfect. All right.
Nice.
So, Joey, take it away. How did you get into auto detailing? How did you get into car wrapping? And how did you get into the whole thing of cars in general?
We really got to take it all the way back to when I was old enough to walk on my own and hold something in my hand. My grandfather had me washing his 1987 Ford F-150.
It always starts this way. They always put these small children to
yellow
work.
bone sponge and dial hand soap.
Yeah.
Oh,
fancy. Yep.
Dial.
But it went from dirty to clean on the lower portion of the car, and that's all he wanted. But I really have to thank or give him the credit. He taught me not only do you do it, but you do it well. If you're going to clean something, if you're going to, whatever it is, if you're going to do something, you have to do it the right way the first time, so you don't have to go back and do it again, which I learned, of course, the hard way. But really, I've always been fascinated by cars. I was in high school when Fast and the Furious came out.
Nice.
As I'm sure many people were. And, that just accelerated my love for cars in general, working on them, making them shiny, going fast in them, sometimes too fast. And then after high school, I joined the Marine Corps, and the car culture, no matter where you get stationed, whether it be California, Japan, here in North Carolina, down in South Carolina, anywhere, Texas, the car scene is pretty substantial. So I've always been around it. I've always been immersed in it. I tend to gravitate towards those people who also like cars. It just happens that way. Easy conversation. And as far as detailing is concerned, I naturally fell into that more so.
Did you like start slow?
Research and learn more about not just keeping the car clean, but what's the best wax to use, which you can ask anybody and you're going to get 100 different answers.
Right. Yeah.
But just over time, I got more and more into it and learned more about it. And let's see, 3 years ago now, my wife actually, she called it a gag gift. I got more excited about that than anything. Got me a 9-pack of Spectrum 420s from Amazon for Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was like the first thing I opened that year. And I never heard of y'all, but the Rag Company. That's kind of, Dane, I think you've mentioned this in the past. It's kind of tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
And I love it. That's hilarious to me. And also it makes perfect sense.
I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but at the same time, I mean, you can't take it too seriously because, I mean, come on.
I love it. But once I got that first pack of Spectrum 420s, I got curious. I said, well, these feel different. They look different.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. So naturally, I got on Google and looked up the Rag Company, and I found the YouTube channel. And in the last 2.5 to 3 years, I think I've actually consumed all of the content, or close to. They all have put out.
There's quite a bit to go through. I don't blame you if you haven't seen it all.
Y'all have a substantial, just insane amount of content, and I'm jealous over that. And not even jealous, just I aspire to that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, dude.
Going from, back in some of the earlier videos when Levi was talking to the junk man, and here we have the weekend warrior perspective to the professional perspective on different things, and that just spiraled out of control. Started buying more and more chemicals and polishers, and one thing I wish I had done is get a test hood early on, but I just dove headfirst into the deep end. And at the time, I had a 2014 black Dodge Charger, and I was like, I can do this. And got some foam Rupes pads, McGuire's microfiber cutting pads, and a Griot's Garage 6-inch polisher that I got down the street at the auto store. Auto parts store, and luckily I didn't blow through the clear coat.
Nice.
That polisher's fairly forgiving. On the paint, not so much your elbows. But I realized, hey, I can do this. I've got, between the Rag Company content, and then obviously found Larry from Ammo NYC. Watched tons of his content. Who else? I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I eventually found.
What about the person on your hat?
I was going to say, you got a hat on.
Yeah, Matt Mormon and the Press Garage. I'm trying to do it chronologically. I'm a little spaced out. It is Friday afternoon. But finding the Obsessed Garage channel was awesome because I don't mind the longer videos. I know he's kind of gone away from that recently, but his hour-long videos was awesome because I could put my phone or iPad up and have my headphones on, and I'm working on a car listening to what he's talking about. And he'll say something, I have to stop and look and back it up. What is he talking about? But that was awesome too. And I just respect Matt Mormon and Larry Casilla and the guys at Rupes. Obviously there's such a wealth of knowledge there. But really everybody in the industry has made such an impression on me. Rennie Doyle, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention him. And then, like I said, going back to y'all's content, was really the first professional content that I watched, and learning, hey, you can't put microfiber in with cotton because it messes the towels up, or hey, you can't put your microfiber towels in the dryer on high heat to speed up the process because you're effectively melting plastic. So, just getting into learning what microfiber constitutes and why your big box stores that sell 30 towels for $12, why those aren't good versus premium microfiber, and why the Spectrum 420, the Creature Edgeless, my favorite, the Pluffles, the list goes on and on. Why those are so much different. And yes, they do cost more, but why? I still have those Spectrum 420s from 3 years ago.
That's awesome. They hold up.
I beat the crap out of them.
Oh,
and they come back asking for more.
That's awesome,
so
dude.
To me, that I knew I wasn't going to use anybody else because I have a solution. Why do more work when there's no need? That's not efficient. So,
of course.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome, man.
So it's been a crazy journey, but I love it.
So are you detailing and wrapping full time, or what is your day to day look like?
I'm still in the Marine Corps.
Correct. So that's I kind of wanted to bring that up. And so
that's
you're active duty.
So you're active duty, and you're on a base is where you're at?
No, we live out in town. We live in the city of Jacksonville.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But the base is in town. I live probably 20 minutes away from work.
Okay. Right on.
It's kind of a day job what I'm doing right now. But there are longer work days, shorter work days, and it just depends.
Gotcha.
And then I'm either doing a paint correction, ceramic coating, or a maintenance wash, or wrapping a car in my off time.
Gotcha. Okay. And so typically, when you have like a job, do you book it out for maybe a couple of days so you can say, "Hey, I'm going to work around this car around my work schedule," or is that pretty much how it works?
Yeah, that's the gist of it. There have been times where, if one of my horror stories, I had a 2017 black Dodge Charger come in, and the guy had taken it down the street to the $200 paint correction guy.
Yeah.
Not a fun time. Worst thing was, at the time, it was his daily. So he needed to drop it off Friday afternoon, and he needed to pick it up Sunday night.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he was willing to pay the money, but that was a very long weekend.
Yeah.
And back to Anthony Moore, your specific question. Yes, it is in my off time, but also it's, I come home from work and I'm spending time with my wife, my daughter, having dinner. And then a lot of times they go to bed and then I come out to the garage and I'm working. And
it's a long day.
Yeah, it's a long day. There's been some 20+ hour days, but really I can't keep somebody's car for 2 weeks so that I can spend an hour a night working on it.
Right, exactly.
And I know there have been a lot of studies around staying up too long and not getting enough sleep and everything. I think I'm just one of those weird individuals that doesn't really need a lot of sleep.
I sleep 5 hours a day
anyway,
like 5 hours a night. So
some people are wired differently.
I get 5 hours. That's just how, since I had kids, it's just 5 hours. That's what I get.
Yep. And Levi, I kind of was doing it the wrong way for a while, and I don't remember the video. I've been trying to look through in the last couple of days to find it. But you mentioned how you and your wife have an agreement where you don't get on your phone and do business and things like that when you're spending time with them. And when I realized that it was negatively affecting my family life, which they're going to be here long after I'm done doing this stuff, I sat down and I talked to my wife and I was like, okay, how can we most efficiently do this to where I get to come home, spend time with you, spend time with our daughter, and then still accomplish this side business. And that's what we came up with. A lot of times she's worn out from work anyway, because she works full time too. God bless her.
Sure.
And it just works out best for us because, like I said, I still get to spend time with them. Like, we just ate dinner a little while ago, and today was actually one of my early days, which was nice. But it's a struggle sometimes.
It is.
There's a lot of coffee and a couple of Red Bulls or something like that throughout the day.
I understand.
I love it.
Yeah, and I still have that rule. Even when I ran my shop, I still have that rule. I was on a distributor called last night on my way home and was like, hey, I've been wanting to talk to you all day. I figured I'd just call you on your drive home. I figured this was when. Do you got a few minutes to chat? I literally pulled into my driveway and I sat in my car for another 5 minutes. I put him on speaker. I sent a text to my wife, said I'm home, but I'm on the phone. I'll be in soon as I'm off. And I finished that phone call, 5 minutes later. And then I turned my phone and hung up and walked into my house. Yeah. But the key to that was my wife was like, your kids get so excited to see you when you come home. And if you're just ignoring them on the phone, they lose their momentum, so to speak. Yeah. And so she's like, that's all they think about. So I need them to feel that, Dad's home. And
that's
like, I want you to experience that. So put your phone away. So I'm glad that works for you, because it's a lot of people think it's funny, but there's only you only have a couple hours a day with them. So in reality, so that's a big thing. So thank you for listening.
And she goes to bed at about 7. She just turned 2 last week, and it's great because the older she gets, the more interactive she gets, and we're dealing with the terrible twos. But that in and of itself is a great adventure. And doing things like this allowed us to go over to Raleigh, North Carolina for a couple days last week in the middle of the work week. I didn't have to worry about, my wife's not going to work for 2 days, so she's not going to get that additional income in her paycheck. It was, we get to go experiencing. We took her to a children's museum and all this other stuff. So, it was great, and she loved it.
That's awesome.
But,
nice, dude. So, I guess, so everybody else we asked, so you're a car person, right? You've been a car person your whole life. So what kind of car do you currently have right now?
I have a 2016 Dodge Charger Scat Pack.
Nice.
Awesome, dude. And so, and you've wrapped that thing, right? And you've done some work to it. So tell us a little more about it. What do you have done to it?
Okay. Well, as you said, it's wrapped, and I did that for my own sanity. It was very selfish, not because I wanted to necessarily change the color. My favorite color is blue.
You just want to protect that paint is what you're wanting to do, right?
Really, I bought it in April of 2017. immediately brought it home, decon, paint correction.
Yeah.
And at the time, I just did a seal and wax combo. 6 months later, just in the crazy runaround of life, I had to do another paint correction. I polish it up, get the light surface scratches and everything. And then after winter, I had to do it again. I was like, I'm running myself ragged just working on my car. I'm not making any money or really gaining anything from that. It's just driving me crazy. So I started saving up a little bit here and there from the side jobs, because a lot of that goes to paying off my poor financial decisions when I was younger.
Okay.
So that's where a lot of that's going. But really, I wrapped it for my own sanity. I ceramic coated it so it's easier to clean. And now I'm just done with it. I mean, it's covered in pollen. That's why it's not sitting in here. It's sitting outside.
Yeah.
But getting into wrapping. So a year and a half ago, I found a company called Lux Auto Concepts.
Okay.
And they specialize in translucent vinyl for tinting your headlights and taillights.
Okay.
Found them, ordered a kit, put it on. It was so easy. I ordered a kit and did my buddy's car. And then somebody saw mine and wanted it done to theirs. So I was like, okay, let me see how much material cost is. What's my time worth? I'm just getting into this. Hey, man, I'll do it for material cost. And did his, and then more and more cars, and just learning how vinyl works. Yeah. Even though it is a little bit different, it's still a cast vinyl material, so it's similar to car wrap. You can just see through it. Started doing more and more complex lights, and eventually became an installer for them. And bought some matte black or satin black material, did a buddy's hood, did another guy's hood, did a roof. I was like, you know what? Let me find somebody brave enough to let me do this to their car, and I'll do it ridiculously cheap compared to any shop that you would go to. Yeah. And found a buddy with a Mustang GT350 that said, yeah, man, that's half the price that a shop would cost, so go for it.
Wow, yeah.
Didn't necessarily pick the best material because it has started failing 6 months later. The wrap looked good. I installed it correctly, but just the material itself, I think, sat on the shelf too long, and it's just not good. But he still loved it. We're going to actually redo his car in the coming weeks or month or so. And then did his car, did my car, did another buddy's car, and now I'm doing this one. So, I mean, I'm still very young in the wrapping world. I'm not brave enough to do some cars out there, but the predominantly flatter surfaces and things like that, I'm really trying to hone my skills on, like doing the corners and things like that, because sometimes making those look just right is very difficult. Kind of like when you first start polishing a car, you want to tape off all your trim. Apparently, unless you're using the last cut, which I still have to try. But you tape everything off and you over tape and you put tape on this panel so you don't hit it and whatever. But then the more you get into it, you might not do that as much because it's material cost or it's not as time efficient or whatever the case may be. But I love wrapping cars because you can do something absolutely wild and crazy on a really boring car. Now it's a very exciting car.
Yeah. And just the fact that you get to see it in just a different color and not a week or 2 weeks, you get to see it in literally a day.
Dane, what shirt are you wearing today?
What shirt am I wearing? Oh, the Rap Institute. Go figure. I didn't know it was going to be a thing, but there it is.
I need to get on his
Justin
behind his paywall and start getting into more of his content.
I
is a genius.
It's not too bad.
I signed up. I'm a member of the Rap Institute, and that's the project I'm going to start doing is wrapping my Suburban in my garage. And,
different people seem to approach it differently. Like you tried it on that hood a few different times.
I did the hood of the Elantra, and a couple times.
It's not as easy as they make it
look. It was hard, and then everyone's like, "Oh, you forgot to do this," and I was like, "I missed that part in the class." And then they were like, "Yeah, we all saw that," and I was like, "Oh, that was when I had to go help a customer in the store." Because we were doing it at work, and someone walked in and needed it, so I went and helped them. But so it was just fun though. I like it too, and it's I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
The Suburban when it's done and how it goes.
Look amazing. You got to get something really kind of crazy though, like a.
I'm doing
he's got an interesting color choice.
I'm doing a midnight metallic satin blue. So
it's really an interesting blue, yeah.
That'll be on there, and then the black wheels, and then we're doing bronze whiskey logos, the Rag Company whiskey logo in bronze. And we were talking about doing an embossment, so we're going to put the whiskey logo on, wrap over it, and then do another whiskey logo about 10% smaller over the top of that, so that it's almost a three-dimensional effect. Yeah. And then my Master of Shine logos and some other logos and our sponsor the sponsor logos that have been adding to the project.
And then once MagnaFlow gets on that and hooks you up with that fat exhaust.
I haven't reached out to them, but if they're listening, MagnaFlow.
MagnaFlow sounds pretty amazing. The wheels you picked out were gorgeous, and I think
I'm excited about it.
Perfectly with the theme you're going with.
Yeah. Thought they look pretty neat.
It'll be very ready for the end of the world in that bad boy there, right?
Yeah.
8 miles to the gallon. Heck yeah. That big block.
So going from here, Joey. So what? So out of all of the stuff, so we sent you a box of goodies, right? A lot of the Rag Company goodies, and we sent you some different things there. So what did you like the most out of the box that we sent you? Did any products stand out to you? Have you placed any order for any other Rag Company stuff that you've liked? Just kind of give us a rundown of the stuff you're using nowadays and what you like using best. It doesn't have to be all of our stuff. I'm just throwing it out there.
It's okay.
Well, full disclosure, I tried Bead Maker on my wife's car.
Okay.
No issues with it. It surprised me because even though watching Matt's channel, watching all the content y'all have put out about it, looking at other individuals that have talked about the install of Bead Maker and everything, it still kind of surprises you. You put it on very liberally, but just that kind of grippiness or the tackiness to it at first. That surprised me, but her car did look incredible. And I was amazed. I was like, they're just, not blowing smoke or misleading anybody, but it's not going to get glossier the longer it sits on there. And it did. And I felt foolish, but that was pretty awesome to see. I have not had a chance to use the Pearl shampoo yet.
Okay.
All of my washes in the last few months have been
rinseless or something.
ONR or the Jax Wax rinseless wash.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can one of the fun things you can do is mix Pearl the same way you do ONR, and you can do rinseless with it. Mm-hmm. That's one of the coolest things.
I heard y'all say that. I've been meaning to ask about that.
Yeah,
it evaporates.
So it's just 256 to 1, and you can just mix into a bucket. You'll see a little bit more of a sudsing. Don't worry about that. It's not. It's not an issue. You can do the same thing.
It's a little slipperier.
It's
than ONR.
So basically, the trade-off there is because it's Pearl being technically a car wash soap with a lot of lubrication. Your biggest trade-off is ONR having that polymer cleaning ability, right? But I guess a less amount of lubrication, right?
Right.
And then versus your Pearl soap having a more amount of lubrication, but not really having that polymer cleaning ability. So basically, you're relying more on lubrication in your actual wash media for Pearl to remove dirt safely, right? Whereas with ONR, you're counting on primarily the product to do the work for you. Hence why you can use something like the Big Red Sponge, because the product is doing most of the work. So the two on a playing field will provide that same equal level of clean. Yeah. It's just a matter if you're going for A, more lubrication, or B, more cleaning power via chemical. And so Pearl works both ways. You can foam Pearl as a rinseless wash and do the Larry Frothe method if you want to do it that way.
You want to get crazy with it.
If you want to get crazy with it, if you want, make
car wash towels work great for that.
They do.
But car wash towels work great. And then what we do is you typically just follow up with a Pearl wash, whether it's rinseless or like a foaming wash, and we follow that up with Bead Maker, and it's just a perfect little combination. It's a good quick hit, does the job, finishes out nicely, and
super slick.
It's super slick. So that's kind of the trade-off. But other than that, we do know that Jax Wax, you are a kind of an ambassador for Jax Wax as well, correct?
Not officially. I just really like their stuff. And
okay, yeah.
So everybody that I buy from or that I openly support, there's nobody that I support behind the scenes. I'm very overt about everything.
Yeah.
Again, my grandfather taught me about hard work and getting the reward of that hard work, not needing a whole bunch of congratulatory
absolutely.
Accolades or anything, but also he taught me you surround yourself with good people and you do business with good people and you do business on a handshake.
Yeah.
I was introduced to Jax Wax 6-8 months ago by a buddy, and I called just to talk to them because I knew they had a ceramic coating line, and I knew they had all the regular maintenance products. Me being a detailer in my off time, not technically full-time professional, I like selling the paint correction ceramic coating because people like that long-term benefits of doing that.
Sure.
Yeah.
So first thing I asked him about, how do I become an authorized installer for your ceramic coating line? Not, hey, will you sponsor me?
Yeah.
And when I called them, there was no crazy menu to go through that was confusing, and I had to talk to a robot for half an hour.
Yeah.
It was I called, and their marketing director, Todd, answered the phone.
We know Todd very well.
Who he was.
Yeah.
We talked for 45 minutes on the phone and just going through everything and what their process was. And obviously I can't go up to Ohio to get certified from them in person, but I showed him the few videos that I've done on my YouTube channel. I showed him what I was currently working on when I was talking to him. He's like, I think you know what you're doing, so let's work through this process. And I've got to get a little bit more done to become an authorized installer for them, but they're just good people.
Yeah.
Biggest thing
Jared and Todd are awesome.
that stood out to me on their website was the fact that they sell your products.
They do.
And they say that they're your products.
Yeah.
They don't say, hey, there's this Jax Wax puffing microfiber towel. This is a Rad Company towel that Jax Wax is selling.
Yeah.
That's
we make
volumes to me, and they weren't trying to cover anything up or take credit.
That's how we do stuff, and that's one of the neat things with Jax Wax is you can buy Rag Company towels that nobody else has other than Jax Wax.
It's true.
Yeah, there's some towels that they have that we don't
the other distributors
that we don't even sell. So, but no, they're awesome. There, we had a blast with them when we were at SEMA this last year. They were just 2 booths down from us, right on the main hall. So we were walking over there, hanging out with them, talking with them. It was kind of cool because I got to go. That was my first time ever actually checking out their full line that they brought with them in terms of all the different chemicals. Yeah. And I've tried their stuff out before in the glove boxes that that we sponsor every once in a while. However, I got to kind of go up, open up the products, smell them, and they had. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Hawaiian Shine.
I think it's Hawaiian Shine.
Hawaiian Shine. Is it? Yes, that's it. Smells so good, and I just started excited because I went up to Todd and I was like, "Hey, man, I like things that smell good." And he's like, "Oh, you want to smell some stuff?" He just starts cracking open bottles and he's just start taking whiffs, dude. And so I remember I smelled the Hawaiian Shine and I was like, I like that a lot. Yeah. That's nice. And so just really cool guys, really down to earth. And guys that are just really how do I explain this? They're just really open to feedback. They really care about people's opinions, and they because they went up to us and they say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And we're like, "Hey, we don't really you don't have to ask us this question." And they're like, "Well, we want to know your opinion." I said, "Okay," so I give them my opinion, and they're just super happy, and it seems like the kind of company that listens to the little guy, which is still important because we are still like that company where we listen to the little guy. Dane will listen to the littlest comment of the littlest thread of the littlest thing and say, "Hey, can we help this guy out?" And I'm like,
I'm guilty of being an internet detective and like searching and finding like one comment buried in a 100 page
that comment was 5 years ago.
That person said something about something that I need to get confirmation on this. Go try it. Yeah. Okay, that guy was right. We really should do something about that. And that guy never thought he'd ever be heard. But I'm watching.
Yeah. Ever vigilant.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
and that's something that has always impressed me with your company is you are open to feedback. You are open to answer questions when people want to. Your Q&A Thursday, I didn't get to watch it yesterday, but I'm going to go back and watch it.
oh, nice. Okay.
I try to, but a lot of times y'all are doing that at the end of your day. I'm coming home or I'm in family time and I get caught up and I miss it. But working with companies that are just genuinely trying to improve the industry and support the people who give them a reason to be in business, that speaks volumes to me.
Yeah, dude.
I was using another very prominent detailing company for a long time, and I spent a lot of money with them. And when I started having issues and they didn't want to entertain it, I looked elsewhere. And Jax Wax being around for over 25 years, they've been in business since late 93, I believe. They're just now in the last decade really blowing up and coming into more popularity. And I thought they hadn't been around nearly as long as anybody else. So I didn't give them a second thought.
Yeah.
Because they're not a marketing company, they're a detailing company.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and
again,
that's where
just the experience I've had with them, their products, bar none. I mean, I still use O&R because I'm stuck in my ways.
Yeah.
But their rinseless wash works, in my opinion, just as well.
Yeah.
In the other products that they have, I have always gotten exactly what they say it is what it is.
Nice,
There's
dude.
no inflation or anything crazy. And they have a podcast as well that I put a question up.
Yeah, it was
funny you should mention.
Fun fact. I said fun fact. It's based off ours. Because we helped them get it started. So
they literally,
thanks to Tim, our producer, who got them all set up, including the where to buy the black and colored foam, and how to place the logo and
what equipment
table
to use
and all that good stuff. We're very close with those guys on that.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's and that's the thing, is we continue to grow, here at the Rag Company, and we keep expanding and adding
more
employees.
Down to help everybody.
We're always down to help everybody, and I think that being able to provide things like Q&A Thursday and being able to do our podcast is one way that we can still have that outreach without, having to be around for every single phone call, right? Because if somebody calls in and they say, hey, I have a question, it's not an emergency, but I kind of want to know a little bit more about this. Can you help me? And we say, absolutely, but for future reference, have you heard of Q&A Thursdays? And they say, no, what is that? And so we give them the rundown, and then that person is there for every Thursday with new questions, and we're happy to answer them.
We actually had a customer email us on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And Wednesday morning, but, we get hundreds of emails a day, thousands of almost, and we have a kind of internal feed, so to speak. We have our customer service representative. She goes through and divvy outs who gets what emails and that kind of stuff. It's a lot.
That's
man.
a lot of effort there.
We had to do that because otherwise it was just us trying to do it ourselves. I think this one's for Anthony, and Anthony's like, actually, that one's for Dane. And
here's an IK sprayer one for Anthony. I'm like, I've done enough IK sprayer ones.
But so we had to have somebody to help us do that, and so that's one of the things. But that question, when I saw the email sent to me, I was like, oh, that was answered in Q&A Thursday. Thursday afternoon. So
yesterday's was a good one.
Just one of those things where I was like, oh, that was already answered. We already covered it. So it was neat that the customer decided to, one, follow up with it and ask the same question on Q&A Thursday, which is what that's for.
So getting some feedback from you then. So the next question of this is, this is our first quarter. You are our test batch of being a Grambassador. You are a guinea pig, right, for Q1 here. So what we've been kind of asking is, the other Grambassadors is, what could we have done better? One thing that some of them pointed out was don't send them a bunch of soap to use during the winter months because a soap wash is a little bit harder to do than a rinseless wash. And so looking back, I would say yes. Next year, around Q1, we're going to be focusing more on waterless washes, rinseless washes, things that are more possible for people that are in the East Coast or in the northern states. But what feedback do you have from us? Was there anything that you liked about the Grambassador program you didn't like that we can improve upon for these upcoming months?
We're all ears.
I noticed one of the guys was talking about, hey, maybe different products, more rag swag. Love the shirt. I actually bought a hat, but I didn't check the size of it, and I got the wrong size, so I got to order another one. I gave that away to somebody on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
But, no, honestly, the whole experience has been humbling, and it's been an honor, because when I saw the Rag Company Instagram page initially post, hey, we're going to do this, because everybody's always talking to us about being sponsored, which I've always laughed every time, Anthony, you've gone live on the TRC Instagram page and said, no, we don't sponsor people. That's not what we're doing right now. But then to hear about this program and just the opportunity that it laid out, then finding out, getting that message on Instagram and then the subsequent email and everything, I couldn't believe it. This doesn't happen to me. I just put my information in there because I wanted to support y'all and your vision for the industry. So to be a part of it has been a huge honor, and I can't thank everyone enough. Whoever's brainchild it was.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
That's awesome. And
Q&A Thursdays is mine, but this is all Anthony on this one, and Morgan too.
Yeah,
it's great.
Cool, dude. That's all. Like that's great.
No, we're honored to have you.
Yeah. No, we think that's we love that response. That's awesome. It makes us feel good, because when we came up with this idea, it was really just
you've been working on it for well over a year.
Yeah. Well, this idea
throwing this idea around. He's been writing stuff down. He's been thinking, and he's like, what if we did this, or what if we created it this way, or how about if we did this? Like, Anthony literally has been working on it for a year to try and figure out how to handle this.
Jeff, hey, let's give thousands of dollars of product away with no guarantee that we're going to get in.
Basically.
No, that's
and not base it on somebody just having a massive following, because that's the easiest thing in the world to do. Is like, oh, look at that guy. He's huge. He's already made it. Let's give him more free stuff, because that's what that guy needs.
No,
it's not really the approach.
Another thing is I had a few hundred followers. I was like, this is not going to go well. But
it doesn't matter if you're someone who has good interaction. If you're somebody, obviously you take it to heart, but you're really thoughtful in how you do this, and that really shows. So we appreciate you being who you are and just presenting well on our part. That's awesome.
And like we always say, the Grambassadors are going to be an extension of us, and we all three of us have come from different. Dane, when his parents bought the company from the previous owner, Dane had his own full-time job, 2 of them actually.
Yeah.
And he quit them to go work in their garage to do this. And then Anthony, came from another company and had gotten laid off, but was already a customer of ours and was a super fan, so to speak. And so
you were a customer too.
I was a customer. I was a customer and a super
fan.
Okay, I was a super fan.
Okay,
but same kind of thing. Like, I was just a detailer looking for nice towels. You know, Anthony was just a do-it-yourselfer looking for nice towels. And we all are in this, and the 3 of us have traveled everywhere with each other and just doing this. And so for us, this is a new experience as well, and something that we didn't plan on, but we all get along. We're all
kind
fun.
of family now.
Yeah, we're like 3 brothers, and so and a new sister with our new baby sister. And so
she's kind of annoying sometimes though, so we have to give her shit. I mean, give her crap.
But it's the fact that is literally the culture of the Rag Company. Is we do not post a job. A job usually tells us that it needs to be filled, and then we find a person that we think could fill it, regardless of what their abilities are.
They just need to materialize at the right time.
They need to be able to hang out with us and spend the day with us, and not
suck.
Annoy us.
But
that's Jeff and Carolyn. Like, they want to surround themselves with fun people that they enjoy hanging out with, and so that's how we see it as well. And an extension of the Grambassador program is, we could have gone and gotten tons of people that had tons of following, and we're just another drop in the bucket for them. But we don't want that. We want people like yourselves that can hang out and have fun with us, and feel like we're all in this together. This is all new for all of us. Let's all just try this
and a real connection.
So. Yeah.
And so
in one big
a
marketing company, you're a detailing company that markets a product.
Yeah, pretty well, hopefully.
Yeah, we hope. I mean, we hope.
Our marketing and media just kind of come from our personalities, though. They're not really like tactics we've come up with. It just kind of happens.
Yeah.
So.
But it is true though, and the fact that me and Levi have spent so much time training with other people in the industry, people that are far better detailers than us, and in hopes of learning and being able to help more so we can help the people watching our stuff and also be able to answer questions and know kind of what we're talking about. And that's that's a big thing. There's a lot of companies out there. You'll ask them certain questions, and we'll admit on our Q&A Thursdays that we're not chemists because we get a lot of chemistry questions.
We get a lot of people who want to dive way too deep into chemistry, and we are not the right people.
I'm not a chemist. I'm a detailer. I can help you do detailing questions, get into the chemistry of it. You might want to call a chemist, but we try to do our best with helping out in that realm of things.
And I don't sugarcoat stuff. If I've not used it, I haven't used it. I can't give you a response to that.
Yeah.
So,
but at least you're real. You're blunt, but you're real. So that's what people need.
Yeah. So, but anyways, man, so as far as the Grambassador goes, I guess to kind of start wrapping this thing up, so you will always be a Q1 Grambassador for 2019. That's not just because the quarter is ending. You're still a Q1 Grambassador.
It's a title you earned.
We hope you still rep that title because, again, we've basically built a relationship with you to where over the last several months where we've reshared things, we've talked about things, we've chatted about things, we've sent product out. And what we like to do is when we are in your area of the country, if you're around us, we always want that open invitation to be able to go grab dinner, go hang out.
Yep.
Because as you know, we do travel a little bit of everywhere, and we sometimes don't even know where we're going to end up until a month before we leave.
Yep.
And so if we ever end up.
Yeah.
Okay, you come here then.
So I have a cousin that lives over by you, so we may. You never know.
So who knows, man? But I'm just saying, it's an open invitation. If you're over in the Boise area, you should absolutely come in, hang out with us. We'll make time to podcast, do things like that. We always want that to be a symbiotic relationship there. But other than that, though, your coupon code that you have for your 10% for your followers is still going to be active. The 15% does end, but you get your 10%. We're going to keep that active throughout the rest of the year there. Other than that, though, thanks for everything you've done, man. You've done an awesome job, and we're excited for Q2. We released the winners. If today is Friday, we're actually releasing the winners on Tuesday around noon. We have a crazy week next week, but it'll be next Tuesday around noon. We're going to release the new Grambassadors for Q2. And I think it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be awesome. We're another run and just see what the rest of the year has in stock for us, man. I'm excited.
For sure. I can't wait to find out who y'all have chosen because I want to meet more people. I want to interact with more people. So
we want it to be like a community almost. You guys can all share experiences.
Well, it's cool just to see the people that we chose for Q1. There is out of the 10 people, there is 7 of you guys that openly communicate and like each other's stuff constantly.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool because I don't know if that connection would have been made outside of that. I don't know. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
I talk to Zaya multiple times a week.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
That's awesome, man. So, anyways, well, dude, we want to thank you so much. We're gonna have Dane bring this out and go from there.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you doing this and being a part of this. And obviously, we are the Rag Company Podcast. So if you aren't subscribed already, make sure you've done that. We're pretty sure you are. But
everybody else
anyway, that goes for everybody else listening right now. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being a Grambassador. And until next time, we'll see you later. Adios.
See ya.
See you, man. Thanks.
Take care.